Jack Northrop's fascination with flying wing designs began in the late 1920s. His first prototype, X-260H, flew in 1929 with pilot Edward Ballande, featuring all-metal stressed skin construction but retaining twin rudders and a horizontal stabilizer connected by booms. The aircraft demonstrated adequate performance, yet wasn't a true flying wing. Around 1934, Northrop learned of the Horten brothers' tailless glider designs in Germany, which influenced his subsequent work. After establishing Northrop Aircraft in 1939, Jack Northrop assembled a team including aerodynamicist Theodore von Karman from Caltech and his assistant William Reese Sears. They developed the N-1M Northrop Model 1 mock-up, nicknamed Jeep, as a flying testbed to validate the flying wing concept. The aircraft featured adjustable wings with variable sweep and dihedral angles, mounted on hinges allowing ground reconfiguration. Built with laminated plywood wings over a tubular steel center fuselage, the N-1M measured 17 feet 11 inches long with a 38 feet 9 inches wingspan. The maiden flight occurred unexpectedly on July 3, 1940, at Baker Dry Lake, California. Chief Test Pilot Vance Breese was conducting a high-speed taxi run when the nose wheel hit a depression, launching the aircraft airborne. Breese flew several hundred yards at heights between 5 and 20 feet before landing safely. He reported difficulty exceeding 5 feet altitude. The original 65-horsepower Lycoming 0145 engines proved severely underpowered. Engineers replaced them with 120-horsepower Franklin 6 AC 264 F2 six-cylinder engines, enabling proper flight testing. Test pilot Moy Wicks Stevens continued the program, discovering various handling characteristics. By November 1941, after 28 flights, Stevens identified a tendency toward Dutch roll oscillations during yaw maneuvers, manageable through wing configuration adjustments. The downward-angled wingtips, initially set at 35 degrees for negative aerodynamic twist, were eventually straightened after testing proved them unnecessary for directional stability. Split flaps on the wingtips were replaced with split air brakes, deflecting both upward and downward. The N-1M's flight envelope limitations required creative testing methods. Unable to climb above 1,200 meters, approximately 3,937 feet under its own power, the aircraft was towed to higher altitudes by a tug plane with engines shut down, allowing spin recovery tests at safe altitudes. Results showed the flying wing towed easily and recovered from spins without difficulty. Testing continued through late 1941, examining approximately 30 wing configurations across roughly 200 flights. Researchers tested various sweep angles, dihedral settings, center of gravity positions, and control responses. Wind tunnel predictions didn't always match flight results, requiring additional iterations and extending the test program. On November 8, 1943, Northrop officially transferred the N-1M to the Army Air Forces as a museum piece. The aircraft moved through Freeman Field, Indiana, then Park Ridge, Illinois, before reaching the Smithsonian after the Korean War began in 1950. Restoration at the Paul Garber facility lasted from May 1979 to March 1983. Today, the bright yellow N-1M remains on display at the Stephen Ferentz Udvar-Hazy Center in Chantilly, Virginia, preserved in its final flight configuration. The N-1M validated Northrop's flying wing concept, directly influencing the 4 larger N-9M test aircraft and the massive XB-35 and YB-49 bomber prototypes. Though neither bomber entered production, the program ended in May 1950. The fundamental research conducted with the N-1M established aerodynamic principles that would resurface decades later in the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, vindicating Jack Northrop's revolutionary vision.